Thank you, and happy Friday. Um, Weights and a resistance band will get into some like upper body type stuff and see if we can challenge some of our movements just simply by adding a little bit more weight today. And listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, obviously don't do it. Shoulders can be tricky, especially overhead. One of the things I've been actually thinking about a lot in my own body and in the bodies, like when I work with people, is the integration of your rib cage. So keeping the bottom aspects of your ribs down, even when you're in overhead movement. And I get a little bit stuck kind of at the very end range. My ribs want to flare up. So it feels like I'm getting more movement, but really all I've done is arch the back. So if we kind of seal those ribs in, even if the arm doesn't go as far, I'd rather you prioritize your spinal column because it has less movement. And then we can always work on increasing more movement from the shoulder later on. Okay, so why don't we actually start on our bottoms? And I'm pretty tight today um, from my workout yesterday, so I'm for sure going to modify some of my movements today because my body just doesn't feel like it wants to do a full range of motion today. My hamstrings are not in a happy place. We're going to bring your hands just behind the legs and then use your hands to actually like sit up into an elevated position. And from here, we are going to inhale. From the exhale, all I want you to do is slightly curve your low back down. So it feels like you're going to roll to the mat, but we're not going to do that. And then we're going to sit back up and bring your chest up. And honestly, we're just going to do that like a bunch more times. We're going to roll and lift. Feel your scoopy, scoopy tuck and left. Let's do that again. We're going to scoop and rise. Okay, one more time here. Scoop and lift. Take your weights if you're using them in your hands and reach them out in front of you. We're going to inhale here with kind of like an upper back, nice and tall. And then we're going to open the arms out, kind of like you're hugging a tree. So you're actually going to end with your elbows quite bent. And then you're going to reach forward. We're going to open up, give that hug, and reach. I like to inhale as I'm opening, and I like to seal the exhale as I come forward. Reach and forward. Open and reach. 3, 2, 1 more. Come in, reach. Try to stay in that elevated position, and we're going to reach the arms up overhead and come back down. As I'm reaching, I'm actually trying to pull my legs towards my body. And that will seal in my hip flexors and just make sure that they're active here because sometimes they can, after you hold this position for a long time, sometimes they start to feel a little bit lazy. Okay, let's do 3 more. And I still have my elbows bent, kind of like I'm hugging a really big tree. And that just reminds me not to overextend my elbows. 2, 1 more. We're going to reach the arms on a diagonal and very, 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 very slowly roll yourself down onto your back. Let your weights try to keep you up as you softly and slowly come down onto the mat. Take your weights down to the floor for a minute. Let your ribs sink down. And let's do some of those spinal movements here. This might just be like force of habit from doing Pilates for so long, but I just don't see a reason not to mobilize and move the low back. It is not something that we do all the time. And I love that the feedback of the floor. Make your movements small. Keep those ribs as still as possible. One more. The next time that you kind of tuck your tailbone here, or at least like feel that your hips and your ribs are moving closer together, take your weights, elbows are bent, and we're going to inhale to reach the arms up to the ceiling, and then we're going to come down. We're going to reach up and come down. And it's just whatever weight you have. I have 2 pounds. Sometimes I think I want to get more heavier weights, but here we are. Let's go for 4, 3, 2. We're going to reach the arms up to the ceiling. We're going to breathe in, and as you exhale, ab curl up, and we're going to actually reach the arms up to the ceiling even more. Come back down and bend your elbows. So the arms reach up and we curl up, and then we come on down. Let's go 5. I exhale as I reach for 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Hold up here. We're going to reach the arms down towards the legs, turn the palms up, and we're going to bend into the elbows, and we're going to reach. Bend and release. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Curl in, reach up, and come on down. Go slow. Take the arms down to the floor. And we're just going to press the palms down as much as you can. And you should actually hopefully feel that as you are pressing your hands down, you feel that like internal abdominal engagement. If you don't, that's okay. Try to press a little bit harder. It should just kind of activate without a lot of effort. And then we're going to pull the legs into reverse tabletop. Keep pressing down with your hands. Again, this just like seals in the upper rib cage. And we're going to tap right foot, heel, and up. Left, heel, and up. Right, tap, heel. Left, tap, heel. 4, 4, up. Tap, tap, up. Heel, heel, up. Sorry, I meant to say toe, heel, up. 3 more. Tap and tap. 2, 2. 1 more. Tap and tap. Take your weights now up towards the ceiling. Keep that same abdominal engagement that you had when you were pressing down into the floor. The right arm is going to go overhead and the left leg comes straight. And we exhale everything up. And reach. Not related to Pilates. How warm was it this last week? It is so nice to hear like the birds chirping this morning. And it actually feels like we were moving out of winter. Yeah, that's my small little gratitude for today. We're going to reach and in. Reach and in. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3. Try to keep through the spine. That is your priority. Your arms and legs moving are just the accessory movements. 2, 2, we're going to do one more. So we're going to hold left arm and right leg and push your right heel forward. We're going to hold for 4, 3, 2, and rise, opposite side. Right arm, left leg, push, push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up, lower your hands, and bring your feet down to the floor. We're going to separate the feet and just windshield wiper from side to side. And then let's make our way back into the middle. Once again, feel that you are tucking through that tailbone. Interlock your hands behind your head. Breathe in here. On the exhalation, add curl up. We're going to make 2 little pulses here. I love just like 2 pulses. We're going to go lift, lift, and come on down. Exhale, lift, lift, come on down. 5, 5, down. 4, 4, down. 3, 3, 2. Last one. We're going to curl up and hold. Reach the arms forward. If you want to take your weights, you can. But what we're going to do is we're going to go inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. And lower yourself down. Take the right leg straight to the mat and take your left knee into reverse tabletop. And we're going to inhale the right arm up to the ceiling. And now reach your right arm overhead, keeping that outer right hip down. If your leg being straight is really uncomfortable for you, obviously bend it. This is going to be the inhale. As you exhale, right arm reaches up and twists over to the left. So we are going to get into a bit of, obviously, like a twisty movement here, and then come on down. Exhale, twist up, go. And release. Exhale, twist up, go. We're almost there. 3, 2. We're going to hold here. Reach the right arm up on that diagonal. We're going to make little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. Release the arm. Release the leg. Right knee now bends. And now the left leg comes super straight. We're going to take the left arm right up overhead. And it's not like it has to touch the floor. You'll probably get a little bit more passive here. It would, if you could keep it up and elevated, that'd be even better. Bend into your right knee. We're going to curl up and twist. And down. Exhale, curl and twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, curl up, hold, little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Bend into your knees. Once again, windshield wiper, oblique stuff can be kind of challenging, I think, especially to move on like a twisty angle. Okay, we are going to come right onto our bellies. So just like a 1-2 hop over, and take your weights into your hands, and your weights are just going to be like just beside your body. Forehead down, hands onto the floor, head is sort of just like resting here, and try to lengthen out your body as much as possible. So there is this like intention of your thighs and your legs reaching towards the very back edges of your mat. Hands down, and lift the chest up into a bit of a back bend, and come on down. And we're just honestly just gonna hang out here a little bit, working on that first piece of extension before we add in extension with the arms. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay in whatever your elevated position is. Reach back and grab a hold of your weights. Palms are up. We're gonna hover the arms and just bring the arms down. Reach and down. Up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold up, and we're gonna make little pulses pressing out, out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Oh, that was a weight. Bring your hands back down. Forehead down to the mat. If you need to kind of move your hips a little bit from side to side, absolutely please do so. And then we're going to bring your forehead right to the floor. And come into cactus. And again, we are trying to lengthen out through the back, and we're slightly tucking the tailbone, hands down into the mat. Shoulders are moving down your back. And now hover the hands and hover the elbows. We're going to take the right arm and reach it forward and pull it back. Left and pull it back. And we're just doing one arm at a time. I do not have weight for this. I find this to be enough of a challenge for my body. If I was going to add anything, I would add a resistance band. But I always look at this as like mobility or warm up to try to get your scap to move, which will be kind of like our next exercise, which is why we are doing it here. 3, 3, 2, 2. One more. Right, back, left, back, and lower those arms down. Bring yourself up into a seated-ish position. I'm going to sit on my knees. You can sit however you like, as long as your back is, I'm going to say neutral. So for me, what neutral means is like if you have a natural curvature in your low back, which I hope you do, it can exist here. So we're not like overly tucking the tailbone and then trying to manipulate the upper body. And we're also not rounded. So you're not like slouched here. Let's take our right arm forward first. We're going to think of a box. So without moving your rib cage, reach your right arm forward. And you're going to feel like the whole arm glides forward. And then you're going to hike your shoulder up to your ears. You're going to glide your shoulder back. And then you're going to depress your shoulder down. So we're going to go reach, lift, back, and down. This tells me a couple things actually when I do this with people. I look at like how the scap moves because even though it is this joint, this kind of like bone that isn't really connected to anything, it's just sort of like held in place by a bunch of muscles. When it doesn't move or the movement is really choppy, that tells me so much about what the muscles are doing. Let's go into the other direction. So we're going to go lift, reach the arm, now depress and pull back. Lift, reach, down, and back. I will do this every time I do like an upper body workout. If you are someone who's doing that, um, I love like scapular glides just to make sure that when I'm moving with weight, that all of my bone structures are actually moving with me. All right, take that arm down. Let's go to the other side. So left arm is forward. And the first thing that we're going to do is just glide it forward, lift up, glide it back awkwardly, and settle it down. So it's a reach, lift, back, and down. Reach, lift, back, and down. And that's honestly, and you might even notice like one side you have a lot of glide, and one side is just a little bit more sticky stuck. Okay, let's go the other direction. So now we're going to go lift, reach, down, back, lift, reach, down, back. 3, 2, one more. Lift, reach, down, and back. Grab your weights once again, and we're going to sit down on our bums. Hey, is it just me, or did this half hour go by really, really quickly today? We're going to sit up tall through the chest, take your weights, and reach them forward. Once again, we're going to open and close. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Okay. Reach your weights forward and just scooch a little bit and roll down into kind of like a half roll down. We're going to squeeze the elbows in and we're going to reach them up. Squeeze in and reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach up, glide up, and then move onto hands and knees. We just need to finish with triceps so we don't forget the back of the arms. Bring your left hand down to the floor and then untuck your toes. With your right arm, bend at your elbow so that your elbow is kind of like tucked into your body. We're going to reach that arm back and bend. Reach and bend. So if you're someone who is used to doing tricep work, this actually might feel really, really easy. If you wanted to make it more challenging, extend the opposite leg behind you. It's a lot more work for that left shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it back, turn the palm up, and make those little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Settle your weight down, pull the knee in, and then let's switch. Left hand now reaches back. Right arm is the one that is stabilizing you. And we just kind of extend that arm back and think tricep. So elbows bend and press. Literally the same cue as last time. If you want to make this more challenging, hover the leg. And I don't always find that it's more challenging for the moving arm as it is the stationary arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold up and little pulses, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and pull the knee into your body. Let's round deeply through the system. So drop your head, feel that tuck, and push the floor away from you. And then even it out, hips up and come down. I don't know if you can see this through the camera, but I just looked forward for maybe the first time, and one of my kids has thrown down their little stuffy into the bottom of the stairs. Like, hey, what's Digger doing down here? Okay, I digress. That had nothing to do with Pilates. Okay, let's sit down on our bum. Take the hands, reach them behind you, and depress your shoulders. Think of those ribs settling down, and you're going to pull the arms away from the tush. Take your thumbs and connect them. Take your index fingers and connect them. Take your pinky fingers and connect them. And then you're going to take your middle fingers and just bring your fingertips to touch. And keep sitting up tall. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then let that go. Okay, friends of Pilates. Let's wrap that up so everyone can get to work and off with their day. One small announcement. Next week will be our weight training week because the following week I'm actually in New York with Lily, so we won't have class on the very last Friday of this month, simply because I am not home, and I'll be in a hotel room with my daughter. So I don't think she's going to appreciate. Actually, she would love it if she could teach Pilates with us. But as we have seen, Lily is very vocal when she is down here teaching Pilates with us. So next week we will do our strength training week. So when you come, just set up for the weights that you like to use in a resistance band. So actually, I'll make sure that you get that this week, because I would love to do like a small little circuit just with the resistance bands, and then we'll also have our weights for that. I think that was it. So I hope everyone enjoys this beautiful, beautiful weather today. You get outside and you get some vitamin D. Okay,